Now, before I hand over to Angela to run through the data slides, I want to provide an update on one further feature that coronavirus as a challenge has thrown up for this country and indeed for the whole world. Whilst the vast majority of people and countries have come together and rallied to this international mission to defeat coronavirus, there will always be some who seek to exploit a crisis for their own criminal and hostile ends. We know that cyber criminals and other malicious groups are targeting individuals, businesses and other organisations by deploying COVID-19 related scams and phishing emails. And that includes groups that in the cybersecurity world are known as advanced persistent threat groups, sophisticated networks of hackers who try to breach computer systems. And we have clear evidence now that these criminal gangs are actively targeting national and international organisations which are responding to the COVID-19 pandemic, which I have to say makes them particularly dangerous and venal at this time. So we're working with the targets of those attacks, with the potential targets, and with others to make sure that they're aware of the cyber threat and that they can take the steps necessary to protect themselves or at the very least mitigate the harm that could be wrought against them. So with that in mind, today the UK's National Cyber Security Centre and the US Cyber Security and Infrastructure Security Agency have published a joint warning about these groups, and we've offered some advice on the cyber criminals and other actors who are seeking to exploit COVID-19 through malicious cyber activity. Our teams have identified campaigns targeting healthcare bodies, pharmaceutical companies, research organisations, and also various different arms of local government. Now, there are various objectives and motivations that lie behind these attacks, from fraud on the one hand to espionage. But they tend to be designed to steal bulk personal data, intellectual property, and wider information that supports those aims, and they're often linked with other state actors. Now, we expect this kind of predatory criminal behaviour to continue and to evolve over the coming weeks and months ahead, and we're taking a range of measures to tackle that threat. So as we've done today, we'll share advice on the nature of those threats to enable businesses, citizens and our international partners to better defend themselves against the full range of cyber attack from hostile states to criminal gangs. Preventative action is often the very best way to deny attackers the opportunities that they're looking for. The National Cyber Security Centre offers a range of practical advice to safeguard against cyber attacks, from things like using the use of online passwords to guidance on what are the trusted sources of online information related to COVID-19, like the gov.uk sites or Public Health England. Now, as well as providing practical advice, the UK will continue to counter those who conduct cyber attacks, and we're working very closely with our international partners to respond to the threats, but also to deter the gangs and the arms of state who lie behind them. We're absolutely determined to defeat coronavirus and also to defeat those trying to exploit this situation for their own nefarious ends.